So today I want to talk about a study that came out on March 19th, and it concluded that time restricted eating or intermittent fasting, it is associated with 91% increase in the risk of heart disease. It went viral on the internet thanks to our media. But on closer look, I found out that this study was not only unpublished, but also it was not reviewed by the peers, and it was just an observational study. It means that the validation was not accurate and it was not reviewed by the experts in the field. So the researchers used data collected from 2003 to 2018 from National Health and Nutrition Examination surveys for more than 20,000 people and followed them for mortality outcomes. Now, this study grouped the participants based on their average eating duration. The analysis was done using the food recall surveys, which itself is unreliable and comes with a lot of recall bias. So they found out that there was no difference in the all-cause mortality, which was their most important outcome. They also concluded that the group with the time restricted eating or less than 8-hour eating window had a relative 91% increase in the risk of heart disease compared to the group with 12 to 16-hour eating window. Now, the important thing to note was both these groups were not comparable with each other because of vast differences in the size of the group and the lifestyle habits and their comorbidities, making them nearly impossible to make any comparison between them. So it was unfortunate to see that this unpublished study made it to the media and became so viral, and there was so much confusion whether intermittent fasting is good or whether it is bad for the heart. That is why I wanted to clear out some confusion, as there have been innumerable studies showing the benefits of time restricted eating or intermittent fasting and the heart health. So the important lesson learned from this study is, while there are so many studies available on the internet, not every study makes sense unless you look at it very closely. And if you are still in doubt, please do ask your doctor about it. And now let's talk about intermittent fasting and its role in our health. So how does intermittent fasting differ from traditional dieting? Whereas traditional dieting focuses more on calorie restriction and specific food groups, but intermittent fasting focuses more on the timing rather than changing necessarily what you eat. It is important to note though, if you keep on eating junk food and empty calories, it would not provide enough nutrition to your body and you would not be able to see enough benefits or weight loss. Now let's see what are the most popular ways of intermittent fasting. There are so many ways where the individual fasts for 16 hours and has a 8-hour eating window where he can eat whatever he wants, but only during those 8 hours. Another popular way is 5:2 method, where the individual can eat normally for 5 days and for 2 non-consecutive days he can fast. Another popular method is alternate day fasting, where the individual eats normally for 1 day and the next day he will fast. Now, how does intermittent fasting affect the metabolism? It affects the metabolism in a positive way by increasing the metabolic rate, so your body is able to burn the calories more efficiently, and this will also improve your insulin sensitivity. So, are there any cognitive effects of intermittent fasting? What does this mean? It means that intermittent fasting can increase the brain health and memory by increasing the production of brain-derived neurotropic factor. This will improve the memory, this will improve the brain health, and thereby it will delay the onset of dementia and other neurodegenerative diseases. So, are there any side effects of intermittent fasting? While starting out, some individuals may experience hunger pangs, dizziness, irritability, or mood swings. And as any detoxification process, this will fade away with time. Can you combine intermittent fasting with any other diets? Well, the answer is yes. Intermittent fasting can be combined with any other diet like keto, paleo, or vegan diet or carnivore diet. Any diet can be combined with intermittent fasting as long as the body's nutritional requirements are met. How does intermittent fasting affect the mood and energy? So after the initial stage of detoxification is over, where some individual may experience dizziness, mood swings, or irritability, it will generally improve your energy levels and your mood will stabilize. Now, who should avoid intermittent fasting? I would recommend that pregnant or breastfeeding mothers, any person who has a history of eating disorders, or any person who has a history of diabetes or high blood pressure should consult their primary doctor before starting intermittent fasting, and generally the breastfeeding and pregnant females should avoid it. So how does intermittent fasting affect the blood sugar levels, and can you work out during the intermittent fasting? So intermittent fasting has shown to stabilize the blood sugar levels by improving the insulin sensitivity. So people who have diabetes or pre-diabetes, I recommend they should start intermittent fasting after they speak with the doctor and adjusting their medication. Well, yes, many athletes practice intermittent fasting and they do work out during the intermittent fasting periods. Just make sure that your hydration and electrolytes are repleted when you do intermittent fasting, so you can enjoy some hot cup of tea. It should be without milk and without sugar. So black tea is allowed, black coffee is allowed, green tea is allowed. So any beverages without calories is allowed. Now let's see, how does intermittent fasting affect the cholesterol levels? So intermittent fasting has shown to decrease the amount of LDL and triglycerides, and it increases the HDL, promoting the heart health. Now, can intermittent fasting lead to muscle loss? Well, if done correctly and with resistance training, it is shown that intermittent fasting promotes the muscle gain. But if you fast for long periods without adequate protein intake, then that can lead to muscle loss. How should one break the fast after you do the intermittent fasting? So it is best to break the fast with balanced diet comprising of protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. Keep in mind to avoid any overtly processed foods and any sugary drinks that can lead to sudden increases in blood sugar and insulin spike. Do I need to take any supplements during intermittent fasting? Well, I do not recommend any supplements to be taken during intermittent fasting, but if you are fasting for prolonged periods more than 72 hours, then just make sure that you are hydrated and you are replenishing your electrolytes. Your body is going through a cleaning process, so all the vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients will be better absorbed once you are done with fasting. Thank you for joining me today, and please subscribe for more videos like this. Do not forget to share it with your friends, and always remember to make your health a priority. Before changing your lifestyle or diet, please speak with your doctor, and always remember to consult your healthcare professional before you make any major changes to your diet or lifestyle.